welcome, General Shinseki. I know you're going to be a great leader, and the VA certainly needs the kind of leadership that you are going to be providing. You know, it's a funny thing. In this body, we have differences, and the American people have differences about the wisdom, for example, of the war in Iraq. But what I have been very happy to see is that there has been a coming together, despite the opinions that one might have about the wisdom of Iraq, with the understanding that we do not blame the men and women who are fighting that war for the decisions that were made here in Washington, and that we have a solemn obligation to make sure that every man and woman who has fought in that war, when they come home, that they get all of the care and the benefits to which they have been promised. And I think we have made real progress in differentiating our differences with regard to the war, with our understanding that we take care of our veterans and we do for them what we promised we would do. General, I'm happy to say that under Chairman Akaka's leadership and Bob Filner in the House, we have made some progress in the last couple of years. The good news is we have begun to make some progress. The bad news is that we have a long way to go, in my view. We have passed, as Senator Webb helped us move forward on this, the most comprehensive and significant step forward in terms of GI education, real step forward for millions of men and women. We have made progress on VA funding. We have made progress on Priority 8 veterans, mileage reimbursement, VA counseling for family members. That's the good news. The bad news is that much remains to be done. Some of the issues, General, that I hope we can pay attention to in the coming years are advanced appropriations. You can't run a system as large as the VA if you do not know what your budget is going to be. And it really is a disservice to all of our veterans if the VA does not have that knowledge. I come from a state where we have suffered very heavily from the war in Iraq through our National Guard. And I hope very much that we make sure that the VA properly cares for our citizen soldiers that have given so much. So let's not forget about the Guard and the Reserve. Clearly, many of the men and women who are coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan are suffering from PTSD and TBI. And this is a little bit outside of the culture of the VA in placing a priority on those needs. I think we can all agree the VA has done a tremendous job, and it's leading the world in terms of taking care of people who have lost arms, lost legs, hearing, eye problems, and so forth. But somehow when the issue becomes, emotional or mental problems, that's been a little bit outside of the traditional culture. But those wounds are as real as any other wounds. Many of our soldiers have suffered, and we need the research and the treatment to take care of those people. One of the areas that I have focused on, and it's a great concern in the state of Vermont, is the issue of Priority 8s. Now, I think we all agree that the most pressing needs of those people who are coming home wounded today. We have to take care of our older veterans. That goes without saying. But there, especially in this economic crisis, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of veterans who may make $35,000 a year who are pushed out of the VA. Now, I think you can't bring them all back in overnight, but I think the goal must be that any person who wore the uniform of this country, regardless of income, should be able to come back into the VA and bring that back. So I look forward to working with you to do that. I'm sure we have, my colleagues have discussed with you the claim system. We are somewhere back in the 19th century, I think, in that regard. It is just incredible that in this age of computer technology, that people submit claims, they don't hear for months and months, and it goes on and on. And that's just grossly unfair. So we want to update and improve our claim system. When people put in a claim, they get a timely response. One of the real successes of the VA in recent years has been the growth of the CBOCs, the community-based outreach clinics, which in Vermont work very, very well, and the vet centers as well. Vet centers, as you know, are places where there is no bureaucracy, where the vets in a sense run those centers. People feel really comfortable walking in there. I think that's a great investment, and I hope we can expand that whole area. Lastly, for many, many years, ever since I first came into Congress and the House, I've been working on Gulf War illness. While we're all dealing with the problems of Iraq and Afghanistan, our older veterans, let's not forget those people who are still suffering from Gulf War illness. So, General, I'm going to strongly support your nomination. We have a system which is, I believe, the largest provider in America. So what we do impacts the whole healthcare system in our country. It is profoundly important. We have a moral obligation to our veterans to make sure we provide them the best care that we possibly can. So I very much look forward to working with you, and thank you for your years of service to our country.